by the Disney Studios.
I hope it does have some of what I call the old classical animation feeling. I would think there's well in excess of 1 million drawings up on the screen. Many people don't know, but at least 24 drawings a second go by your eye. And if you can make people think that the dinosaur feels and he thinks like they do, then they'll forget he's a dinosaur, and we get that wonderful magic called the suspension of disbelief, and you begin to think, that's me, I feel like that too.
Some things you see with your eyes, others you see with your heart.
Ironically, The Land Before Time will be released at the same time as Don's former employer, Disney. They'll release their entry into the marketplace, Oliver and Company.
I'm actually very excited by the fact that we're going to go head-on with the picture, because I think there's plenty of room out there in the market for animation.
Oliver and Company marks a commitment by the Disney Studio to release one full-length animation a year.
I think what it has done is it's preserved the Disney style of animation and the care and the technical levels that have that people expect of Disney. But the one thing that's sort of the distinctive thing about this movie is it is very funny.
Oliver and Company also has a contemporary soundtrack as well. Disney, a company known for its marketing strategy, has perhaps helped to draw an older audience with the Oliver soundtrack. There are songs by Huey Lewis, Bette Midler, Barry Manilow, and Billy Joel.
Why should I worry? He called up Billy Joel and said, would you ever think of doing something like this? And he said, sure, I'd love to.
Whether one animation outsells the other, the bottom driving force behind both of these features is still the fantasy mind of a Hollywood legend, Walt Disney.
Walt said at one time, I never made animation for children, but I made it for the entire family.
Well, good luck, and both movies open Friday.
And there's a learning curve kids are on. If they don't get it this week, they may get it next week. I think we have to be very careful that we don't bore children.
Not much danger of that on this show. In fact, throughout Bakshi's controversial career, he's been called many things, but never boring. It was 1972 when Bakshi burst on the scene with Fritz the Cat, a film that earned instant notoriety as the world's first X-rated animated feature. But Fritz was not an exploitive movie, nor was it a gimmick. It was an adult animated cartoon, rich with social comment. So was Bakshi's follow-up film, Heavy Traffic, a pungent and somewhat autobiographical look at New York City street life.
Hey, man, can you spare a quarter?
What I try to do very honestly was have animation grow up, do animation that I enjoyed, and have the same freedom that a novelist would have or Marty Scorsese would have in live action. I took animation to where it never went before, trying different subject matter to see how it would fit. I wanted to make very personal films.
These breakthrough movies electrified animation and what people thought animation could be. They're both available on Warner Home Video, and they're still exciting to watch. But Bakshi's career following these movies was a rocky one, with a lot of ups and downs. Eventually, he left the business altogether.
We shall overcome!
I left for 5 years. It was the best. Everyone should leave their profession for 5 years and come back. You see it in a whole different way. You get to enjoy the smaller you get to respect what you had.
And now Bakshi is back in a big way, with a lively young staff and the seeds of a burgeoning studio. There's a new animated Bakshi series called Tattertown, debuting on Nickelodeon in December, and talk of a primetime network show in the future. And at the foundation of it all is a sense of fun that comes through even in Ralph's own drawings.
You're not like one of those phony figurehead people who can't really draw but runs an animation studio.
Well, my problem is I'd love to be a figurehead, Leonard. I just haven't got the time.
Ironically, Bakshi's first job in animation, at the age of 18, was cleaning cells of Mighty Mouse at the old Terrytoons studio. Now the tiny superhero has relaunched Bakshi's career. You might even say he's come to save the day for Ralph Bakshi.
If you must watch a television show, be sure to watch the all-new adventures of Mighty Mouse! And all the reruns, too!
Well, I know I'll be tuned in. Leonard Maltin, Entertainment This Week.